Hey, what's going on? It's Quinn David Furness. Welcome to my show. Quinn David Furness presents the Beantown podcast for Friday, January 21st, 2022. What's going on? How are you? What's happening? My name is Quinn. This is my show. Thank you for following. Thank you for listening. Wherever you're tuning in from, USA, Pakistan, the Lesser Antilles could be a good market. There's like 17 people who live there at least. Hello to my friends in Aruba. Hello to my friends in Karachi, Khyber Pass. See you. My name is Quinn David Furness. I am the host, best boy, showrunner, producer of this fine comedy podcast program, the 112th ranked comedy podcast in the country of Pakistan and a top 500 podcast here on the north side of Chicago. We're coming to you live on a Friday afternoon, late in the afternoon. It's about 4 p.m. Taking my lunch break from the grind, as we call it. Just got back from a little walk outside. Here's the thing. You're going to see this coffee in my hand. If you're watching the YouTube stream, we are live on YouTube just for fun, because why not? I got this gigantic McDonald's coffee in my hand, which is ridiculous because I wanted a small. Here's the thing. This is my third coffee of the day. I had one at 7 a.m., one at 9 a.m., and now one at 4 p.m. So when I go get the afternoon coffee, I'm not looking for anything big. I'm not looking for anything crazy. I just want a little something to kind of warm me up. In particular, when it's dry January, just looking for something a little something different than just the tap water that I am partial to. So I go into McDonald's on my Friday afternoon walk typically because it's close to my apartment. I circle on the way back. And I order a small coffee with 2 creams, right? Pretty normal, pretty standard. I don't want a bunch of energy or anything. I just want something warm, a little shot. And first of all, they were way backed up. I don't really know why. I don't care. But second of all, instead of the small coffee, they give me a large coffee, which is just like, I don't really understand. Here's the thing. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh yeah, I really want to have the large coffee. Like, more is more. I honestly don't feel that way. But here's my biggest issue. When you order it with 1 to 2 creams, or excuse me, with 2 creams, and they give you the large coffee, it's still like, what's the deal? So I've got this large black coffee that's mostly black coffee with 2 creams. If you're going to go large coffee, you're going to want like 3 or 4 creams. 2 creams isn't going to cut it. So that got me going in my fridge for a little bit of half and half because, hey, if I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to enjoy it. And that brings me to the point of today's episode, and we're going to jump right in after I tell you listener discretion is advised when listening to the show. Number 1, we'll occasionally use some language. Number 2, this podcast is objectively terrible. And also after we briefly check in with our housewives, there's been so much, it's crazy. The show itself, there's a lot happening. They're in Zion. They went and did this like spiritual thing out in the desert. Mary shows up late, but then she just kind of stands off to the side and it's like, I'm not going to participate in this. And then they have this big dinner. Jen Shah is super drunk. There's a lot of arguing, a lot of shouting, yada, yada, yada. It's weird. But the biggest news is coming out outside of the regularly taped episodes. Jenny's old Facebook posts, and not even that old, I think they're pretty current, have been exposed, resurfaced, etc. She is okay. Jenny's the new one. She's Vietnamese. She's been like okay this season in terms of watchability. Whatever, it's fine. Huge Trump supporter, and not like just a Republican, but like the inflammatory type of Trump supporter as well, which is crazy. Some of her posts are like definitely racist, not cool. And then there was something else that came out too, where Jen Shah said today that she got fired for criticizing Jenny's Facebook post. No one thinks that true. That is true, but no one knows if Jen Shah was actually fired or not. It's all kind of a cluster. New episode Sunday night. Gonna have to try to balance watching that with watching the Bills-Chiefs game because that is like the game of the year in my opinion. So looking forward to that. But Real Housewives is crazy right now. But the inflammatory, I am confident. I go to the fridge for the half and half. You see these expiration dates, and it's not just half and half. It's bananas. It's barley. it's pita chips. They have all sorts of crazy short-sighted expiration dates. Normally, half and half, that's got to be good for at least a couple of weeks. You go to these big box stores, you make the purchase, all of a sudden, the half and half is spoiled after after like a day. According to the big guys, they're telling you, hey, you better drink it by this expiration date. You know what happens when it expires? Stop drinking it, stop consuming it, come back to the store, spend more money on us. We don't care about health and safety and regulations or saving you money as a consumer. We only care about our big fat wallets, the bottom line. We want more, more, more. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think this McDonald's. Oh, there's something on the bottom. Oh, it says large. It doesn't have an expiration date on it, but I bet you this McDonald's coffee would say, expires at 2 minutes after you bought it. So you better drink as much as you can and then come back to the counter and order some more. And no, we're not going to give you free refills. I don't know how deep it goes. This has been something that I've experienced at Trader Joe's, Mariano's. McDonald's apparently is potentially getting in on the game right now, unconfirmed. And this could be like here's the thing. Who is it? Serpico. He exposes the dark underbelly of the New York Police Department. Is that what that movie is about? I don't really know, but I might be in danger because what if this goes all the way to the top? We're talking FBA, FDA, CEOs, Biden administration. And frankly, I don't know who I can trust now because you're thinking, okay, does Quinn need to go into witness protection? Like he's exposing the truth. Is Trader Joe going to come after him? Is Gustav Aldi going to come after him? Is Jewel of Jewel Osco? She's a singer, also owns a grocery store chain, going to come after him. But here's the thing: it's like, if I go into witness protection, well, if this does go all the way to the top, FDA, GPA, the government, the court system, I don't know if I can go into witness protection because what if, I could see this now and it reminds me of Ozark season 3. If you haven't watched, spoilers ahead, and I bring it up because Ozark season 4 part 1 came out this morning and I'm going to definitely watch an episode or 2 tonight. But you'll recall, and this is like legit spoilers for Ozark season 3, when a certain character has another certain character offed, if you will, OFFED, a certain family character, if you will. So there was like a half spoiler because I didn't want to name names or anything. If you haven't watched it, you definitely should. But that's the thing. It's like, okay, witness protection shows up at 6 a.m. under the cover of darkness. And it's like, here, Quinster, come with us. You'll be safe. We're taking you, to a new place, Idaho, new identity. You'll be known as like Zachariah Jensen from now on, and get glasses and, shaved head and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, cool. But hey, if this goes all the way to the top, the government, there's no way they're giving me a new identity. You know where they're taking me? Lower Wacker Drive, slicing me into bits and throwing me into the Chicago River. Or even better yet, they'll do that thing in Breaking Bad where they throw you in a tub of acid and dissolve your body. So I don't really know what my next steps are. These are things I could have considered before I exposed big grocery, big food, big drink. But the word is kind of out. The government or one of those people that I mentioned. Okay. You know what I am going to do? This is going to be a short episode of the Beantown podcast because I might need to start packing my bags. Here's one thing that is interesting, though. And if these are my last words, then so be it. They're not really interesting or good last words or anything, but I'm just letting you know we are hitting the road next week. Probably not for the show, but just for me personally. I'm going to Alabama. I wish I was in Dixie. Hoorah, hoorah. Ba-da-bum bum ba-da-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum ba-da-da ba-da-ba. Got to go to work down there recruiting some good old Yankees. Americans. Actually, Yankees are people from the north, so not quite. But yeah, I was excited. Last time I went down there, we did a show. That's a legendary Beantown episode. When I came back, I did a rant about how much Alabama blows. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. It was 2 years ago. It was a really good one. And I was excited to go down this time just because, getting away from Chicago winter is always a positive. But the concern is that it's actually only like high 30s actually in Alabama. So not as nice. But yeah, we're doing it, going into Atlanta on Monday, coming back out Thursday night. So it'll be fine. But here's the thing. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Home Pride Oregon, Cuts by Q, and the Samsung Q2U series for making crisp, clean audio quality that you can trust. When God speaks, you gotta use a Samsung. And I know we like to keep it, from like 20 to 40 minutes on average on the Beantown podcast, but I went long last week. It was like 50 minutes or so. And we had a lot of fun talking about power rankings, and we had some sound effects and all that stuff. Run it. It only takes you 14 minutes, and boom, you listen to an entire podcast. Or maybe, shows up on YouTube. And, a lot of these podcasts, yours truly included, will be, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1,000 minutes long. And you're like, boy, this would be fun, but I don't know if I have time to really digest all of this. What if, we're keeping this one to like a high and tight 15 or so. And I think that it's going to be fun because I said what I wanted to say. We're exposing the truth, the lies. It would have been great to have like a Joe Rogan type on as a guest today, but there's no more room on the couch between myself, our lovely sign, live on air Beantown podcast. Thank you to the Ramos for the gift, Ramoses for the gift, and then our recording computer. There's just no more room in the inn. Okay. As they told Jesus Christ. So that's sort of how it be today. But that's really all that's going on. Dry January we're still rocking it. We got 10 more days. And it's going to fly by just like that because this weekend I got to work most of the day tomorrow. Sunday will just mostly be like watching football, get some bubbly water. It'll be great. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm traveling. And then I just got 3 more days after that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just a weekend, no work. We'll just be chilling out. One more weekend to, hang out and do it. Have some sparkling water, some bubbling water, whatever it is. And the next thing you know, boom, it's Monday and dry January is over, which I'll probably extend beyond February 1st because I don't really want to drink on a Monday, but we'll do what we have to do. But yeah, that's what I got going on for you. You're really not missing much. We had a long episode last week to kick off year 5. We're going to scale it back today time-wise, but that doesn't mean we won't be back with even more hard-hitting journal episode, but you probably already saw that when you opened up today's program. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you go long, sometimes you go short, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to be here for as long as I want to be here. And then I'm going to duck out when I duck out. So we're actually going to get our outro music queued up. Feels like we just sat down and got going here, but I've got a little bit more work to do and nothing more than I want to say right now. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City airs at 8 p.m. Central this Sunday night, directly battling against Euphoria, which all the kids are talking about, as well as the Bills-Chiefs playoff game. And if you didn't know and you have watched the first 3 seasons of Ozark, you can now watch more new episodes starting today. Basically, if you're watching the YouTube stream, Beantown Podcast, it looks like an episode of Ozark right now. It's very dark. It's hard to see, and there's a blue tint to everything. So, yeah, we're basically like the Ozark fan podcast at this point. That's what I got for you. Let's get our outro music going, guys. And thanks so much for listening. Appreciate it, everyone. Hope you're doing well. My name is Quinn David Furness, and this is my show. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll check in on you next time. Bye. Bye, YouTube. Take it easy.